Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social. This is the Nottingham Forest match preview, and I'm joined by Benjamin.
We're back.
We're so back. We're so back. How are you, Ben?
Good, mate. Yeah, I'm just in Manchester at the moment, so a bit of a change of scenery. No unbelievable skyline of London anymore. We've got the Manchester B behind me. They really make it known, that B. I think maybe I shouldn't say that because the B is a symbol of
Yes, I was about to say that.
Things, but it's a lovely symbol and a great wall. And now in Manchester, and I'm really happy to be here. I just had a salt and pepper, which is unbelievable. You can only get it in Manchester. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
you are in Manchester, get salt and
dish.
pepper. What a dish. Maz, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good. Yeah, just excited. You know, obviously, big win against Brentford. And I'm looking forward to Forest. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a real tough game. They're on a bit of a resurgence at the moment under big old Sean Dyche. And Ben, let's start off with, they've obviously had a big result, didn't they? Against Liverpool last time out, 3-0.
Albeit
at
a terrible Liverpool.
Yes.
Say.
Yeah. Let's be frank about that. Liverpool are on a terrible run. I think they've got one win in the last 6 or something, which is mental. Obviously talks about Arne Slot getting sacked, but this isn't the Liverpool preview. This is Nottingham Forest. And like I say, Sean Dyche has looked like he sort of turned it around for them a little bit. Players like Gibbs White back to his form, it looks like. They got some dangerous players, Ben. How do you see the game going in a nutshell?
It's going to be tough. It is away from home, of course. I can't see it being a 7-0 again. I really hope it's not going to be.
You know what I mean? So you jinxed it now.
Hope the players don't get PTSD from last year because that was abysmal. That would be insane if that does happen again. But yeah, it won't be happening. I'm looking at it positively now. I'm looking at they're on back-to-back wins. You know, again, Liverpool, where are they? They're 12th. They won against a 12th place team, then who are on incredibly awful form, and they beat Nottingham. They beat Leeds as well, 3-1. I think that was at home. Yeah, which are a team that we beat pretty comfortably as well. So I'm not looking at their big scalp that maybe last season if they beat Liverpool 3-0 at Anfield. You're thinking, oh my god, we're done for against Forest. I'm not going to be a pessimist and say we're done for here. I think if we can get a draw, I'll be happy with a draw walking away from here because Sean Dyche is definitely our kryptonite at Brighton Hove Albion. He's got some very good results against us at Everton and Burnley. He could definitely do it again at Forest, but I just think we will be strong enough to resist losing at the City ground, which I think.
Yeah. Interesting, Ben. You talk about their home record. Obviously, in their last 3, they've beaten Porto at home, drawn to Man United 2-2. And they've beaten Leeds 3-1. And our away record at the moment is pretty dismal. Our last away win coming against Chelsea back in September. And we've drawn to Wolves, lost to Man United, lost to Arsenal in the Cup, and drew to Palace. So, if you want to look at it like that.
Tough games, though, the ones you've listed now, considering Palace, very, very tough, of course. We know that we never get a result there. Not since Knockouts Worldy. Obviously, you've named Arsenal, who are in incredible form in the Cup. Man United, we got them on a really good day. We saw them how bad they were against Everton. I wish we got that Man United because they were horrendous.
Dreadful, yeah.
It's very very unfortunate that we got a Man United that were really hot that day and we gifted them loads of goals. So I'm not looking at that away form, mate. Wolves is disappointing, of course, considering how bad they are. Fine, I'll admit that. But the other ones, I think there are a few excuses you can get out of the way for that.
But then on the flip side, we have beaten, like you mentioned, we've beaten Leeds comfortably at home, drew against Palace and beat Brentford at home as well, which was a great comeback win in that regard. And we spoke about it in the match reaction to the Brentford game that, we weren't great in the first half, but Herzl made some changes at half time and we looked so much better. And of course, the return of Jack Hinshelwood could be massive. Let's talk about team
who. Jack Hinshelwood.
Yes, who's been linked to Forest, weirdly, which is...
How bizarre.
Yeah, very bizarre. I don't believe that one tiny bit. The guy bleeds blue and white.
Him, mate.
But Hinshelwood's a homegrown talent. He's got such a connection with Brighton. Was it 3 generations worth of connection to Brighton Hove Albion? I just can't... I don't know where it's come from, that link, by the way.
Male sport, by the way.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I also agree. I can't see him leaving unless they offer him insane wages. Then maybe he will have to think about it. But so the Mail Sport reported Nottingham Forest are looking to improve their squad in defence and midfield, which we know Jack can do both. He can do it all. Brighton's Jack Hinshelwood is top of their list due to his potential and versatility. I mean, my hot take at the beginning of the season was Jack for the England squad. Now, obviously, he got injured against Bournemouth, and that's hindered that a little bit. But hopefully, with the coming weeks, he can prove that my hot take does come true, and that he does get in the England squad for the World Cup, because he's, again, offers versatility, which is incredible for any squad in a tournament. Despite spending 200 million on transfers last summer, apparently Forest were also in the market for centre-back. Oh, I didn't need to say that bit. I thought they were going to say they're still keen. Yes.
Well, talking of that link, first of all, I can't see it happening, and also as well with regards to Jack. Talking of Jack, he obviously, like you said, can play defence right back and can play midfield. It's only November, so he's got plenty of time to get into the England squad as well, which obviously works really well for him. And yeah, I agree with you. I think there's no reason why he can't make it in the England squad. There's a lot of competition for places. You look at all the discourse between, Bellingham, Foden, all those attacking positions. But in those midfield and defence positions, there are some spots up for grabs. Obviously, players like Wharton and Anderson looking pretty, stuck in for the centre midfield positions. But there's still a chance.
With my brain on, and I know Thomas Tuchel probably picks Henderson because he's a leader and good in the dressing room and got tournament experience. But if you're weighing up Jordan Henderson or Jack Hinshelwood, someone that can score goals in Jack Hinshelwood and also defend well, or Jordan Henderson, who's there for vibes and just the pity vote, I'm picking Jack Hinshelwood every single day. I think he would offer so much more to the England squad.
I disagree. I think what you mentioned just there about the experience, I think, Jordan Henderson will definitely pick Henderson over Jack Hinshelwood every day of the week, purely because of that experience. And also, he's not doing badly at Brentford in his defence. So, I don't know. He's not. I think it's a bit of a rogue shout.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, look, anything can happen. Look, the good thing is it's November. He's got, 6 months till the World Cup. So, pretty much the rest of the season now to prove his spot. There's no reason why he can't make the squad. I just don't know if it's likely. But fingers crossed he does. But talking to Jack Hinshelwood, Ben, it brings me on nicely, actually, because there's, for this Forest game, we could potentially look to change things up a little bit. Because there was Baleba, who didn't have his best game. And I know a few people said, actually, he was all right, apart from giving away the penalty, which I personally disagree with. But there's that potential now to maybe switch things up a little bit, because we've got Veltman looking like he's back fit. We've got Hinshelwood looking like he's back fit. Would you make changes? Would you potentially put Hinshelwood back in midfield? I saw a rogue shout as well, actually, from one of our followers on YouTube. He actually said he'd like to see Baleba at right back, which was quite interesting. Maybe push him at right back, and put Weaver in midfield, which is a very rogue shout, but one to discuss. What are your thoughts? Obviously, with Veltman and Hinshelwood coming back, would you make any changes with Forest?
Interesting you mentioned changes and Forest in the same sentence, because last time we done that we lost 7-0 at the City Ground.
Well, to be fair, we played one midfielder, which was Jack, and
which
actually
was Jack Hinshelwood.
Crucified him, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup now. We had João Pedro, Welbeck, Aminta, Matoma, and Rutter all starting. How do you fit those people in a team and then have Hinshelwood?
Well, Gruder's back as well. Actually, that's another one. Gruder's back. So would you make any changes with all these people, all these players coming back?
I think Herzl will probably think it's probably too soon for Jack to start, but definitely to come on, maybe give Baleba that 45 minutes cameo and then get dragged off at 45 to 45 minutes like we've been doing all the season.
Yeah, theme of the season, that.
Yeah, theme of the season. I think that's probably more realistic.
Okay.
But if he's desperate, a Weaver in midfield and Hinshelwood at right back, maybe I'm going to throw the question back at you, Maz. Obviously, we've got two centre midfielders there that can play right back, centre mid. Who would you have in each position? I guess I would have Weaver in midfield and Jack at right back.
It depends on how fit these players are, because we've all seen it a million times before. We get told it's got a couple of weeks injury, and then it turns out to be 3 months, like Matoma, for example. So how fit Veltman is, how fit Jack Hinshelwood is. Obviously, Jack played much longer than Veltman. Veltman came on in the last 5 minutes, and so did Gruder. But let's say in an ideal world, Veltman's fully fit, Jack's fully fit. So those two players are fully fit. I personally would start Veltman at right back. I think he gives way more defensive stability than a Weaver does. Then I would
put out your right back being a better right back. Yeah.
When you say out loud, it does sound pretty mental. And then I would play Veltman at right back, Van Heck, Dunk, Kadioglu. That'd be my back, obviously, for Bruggen in goal. Then I would play Weaver, a Yari midfield. And then I would have, obviously, Yankuba on the right, Rutter in the middle. On the left, Gomez again, even though I wish Matoma's back at some point, because Gomez, I'm still not convinced on the left wing. And then Welbeck up top. That would be my starting 11. However, I just can't see that happening because, it depends on how fit Veltman actually is and whether he wants to put him straight in after being out for a while. But that's how I would start the game.
I do like that, and they've got a pretty solid midfield in Sangare and Anson, who both started against Liverpool. So I imagine they're probably not going to change too much. So I think, I do quite like those centre mid choices, and then bring on a Hinshelwood for half time, maybe for Yari or Weaver, I guess. But 100% getting Veltman straight back in if he is fit. It's just.
And would you drop Belabor? Because we discussed this, me and Jack, on the last part. We didn't get your opinion. What would you start him? Because a lot of people are saying it's quite risky to drop him with the physicality that Forest bring, but he hasn't really been up to it. So you could argue
it's Herzl waiting for it just to click with Belabor. Like, we get approaching Christmas, it's freezing outside, and Belabor's still not to the level that he
hasn't defrosted yet.
He hasn't. He's not going to defrost when it's in winter. It's going to get worse, actually, if anything. Well, maybe he's trying to get as many minutes out of Belabor before he goes to AFCON. But on the flip side, couldn't you say, well, we should probably start getting used to life without Belabor and start getting Jack maybe as a centre midfield pair with Ayari? So there's that argument as well. I guess for this sort of one, maybe I would drop Belabor and have a Jack Hinshelwood, or maybe Weaver and Ayari.
I feel like Weaver's a bit more physical than Hinshelwood, so he adds that. If you are going to lose that physicality of Belabor, you will get it with Weaver, because he's
against the Sean Dyche team. You want a big fella that's going to kind of battle against them.
Yeah, I don't know if
Sean Dyche has teams played so well like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely pick, if it was a centre midfield partnership, I'll definitely pick Weaver and Ayari. But with Belabor, actually, you made a good point with AFCON. And also as well, someone else made it, I think it might have been Brett Mendoza who pointed it out, that he's a yellow card away from suspension, which he was like, weirdly, I sort of feel like might actually help him, because then he's like forced to take him out, rather than there's that choice. So yeah, it's all very interesting debates. I just can see Herzl not dropping Belabor again. I think he's going to start, see how he gets on for 45 minutes, and then if it's time. But yeah, right, let's wrap up, Ben. What's your score prediction?
Score prediction is going to be 2-2.
2-2. Ooh, okay, nice. I'm going to go with the draw as well. I'm going to go with the draw 1-1. But yeah, fingers crossed we do it, Ben. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Get kicked out now, guys.
Yeah.
Up the Albion.
Up the Albion in a bit.